Well, if you think your job is hard, just imagine being Erik ten Hag, who's coming into a world of problems, Janusz Michallik at Manchester United. I know he's going to say it's a role that he embraces, but he has a lot of issues to make right, at least on the pitch as well. Let's start there, because if we look at his to-do list, for you, what has to be the top one?
The top one for me is actually for Erik ten Hag to convince the players that he's the one. That's the real big issue. Before we even get to the rumors, right? I mean, we're going to hear all kinds of names. I think we're going to link him with, Frankie de Jongs, and I know Sven Botman. I'll get to him later. I mean, that's easy for us, and it's obvious, right? Because of his Dutch background. But I think the biggest problem is leadership, because that's what's been lacking. And, I'm not sure whose fault is that, because they've had strong leaders with, Van Gaal, of course, Jose Mourinho, right? So it's not just that strong hand that maybe was missing with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, right? He was one of their friends, one of the players' friends. They liked him, but you don't go far in that, right? And with Rangnick, we know Rangnick didn't get the respect right away, right? Players didn't buy into it. So I think that's first and foremost, because I will sit here and continue to say there's talent. They need to make changes, but I think they have players who can be developed. He can make the likes of Rashford, if he stays, of Jadon Sancho, and even Elanga better. And that's what you need to do. That's what Jurgen Klopp does at Liverpool with young players, with all players. That's what Pep Guardiola does. And I have to believe that Erik ten Hag can. But I think, as always, just like a player when he first steps into the dressing room, just like the manager, I think the vibes has to be, he is the boss. He knows what he's talking about. We do respect him. And then it's a little bit easier. Then you can start talking about the players that are there and maybe what's needed.
And speaking of what's needed, we need a solution to what's been going on with Paul Pogba. I understand that some people already think that this is a case that's too far gone for Ten Hag to fix. How does he deal with it? Or do you agree with that it's too far gone? It's no longer his problem. Let him move on.
Well, yeah, I mean, it seems that it's too far gone, right? He's on a free right now. It's easy for him to get out. I think he maybe lost it with the fence as well. That's well documented, and it's going to be hard for him. And the question is going to be, right? I mean, it's not going to be an easy season, no matter how you look at it. And is he up for a fight? Because I haven't seen it. I have not seen the leadership qualities from Paul Pogba, right? And you can say, yes, he needs better players around him, which is true. But I mean, I think true leaders know how to play. I mean, he looks better with friends. He looks outstanding sometimes with friends. But you know what? I mean, take Cristiano Ronaldo. Look at him. I mean, he could be like Paul Pogba, looking for ways out, pouting and all of that, right? Yeah. But look, I mean, 18 goals in the Premier League, 6 in the Champions League. He does his job, even though the circumstances and the atmosphere around the club isn't there. Now, Paul Pogba, for me, should have been doing that more often than he has. And he's been absent on and off the pitch for the most part. So, of course, I don't know what's going to happen. It's not that easy. He's an asset. He costs a lot of money. He's leaving. I don't know if I'd be trying to convince him. I think I would let him go.
And then you mentioned a name right there, Cristiano Ronaldo. That's exactly where I wanted to go next, because this season, we have heard some saying that Cristiano's presence at Manchester United with this squad is more of a bad thing. And then others, of course, that defend it. I, for one, shudder to think what Manchester United would be this season without Cristiano Ronaldo. If it's clear that he is going to stay on, how much of a priority is it for Erik ten Hag to form, I suppose, a special kind of relationship with the big man and kind of, I suppose, use his experience and his leadership going forward?
Yeah, just create an environment for him to be successful. It's as simple as that, right? Look, I mean, I'm so sick and tired of talking about the high press and his inability to do it. Yes, but I think we have to understand what high pressing truly means, because, it's not like Cristiano Ronaldo doesn't want to do it or can do it. He does it, right? Just not in a way that some people think, because his job as that player, furthest forward is to initiate pressure, at the start, and then maybe just push people in the right direction. Because when you press, you have to put them in a situation where others can join and press. And I think you can do that. I don't think it's high pressing where you ask Cristiano Ronaldo or maybe some of the others, Robert Lewandowski, for example, where you chase people constantly. That's not what high press means. It's just putting the opposition, in an uncomfortable situation where you have numbers up. And Cristiano Ronaldo can do that. That's no issue for me. So if he wants to stay, and we've seen him, out there say, maybe not saying that I'm absolutely going to be here, but he's not asking to be shipped off anywhere. I think, why not? We know how difficult it is to find those players. Robert Lewandowski, look right now, if he's leaving or not, I mean, look what he's delivered. Karim Benzema, those players, you pay tons and tons of money. So if Cristiano Ronaldo can score, what did I say? What was it, 24 goals in Premier League and Champions League, when Manchester United aren't good, imagine if this system, the atmosphere improves and you have players around that understand what needs to be done. I think Cristiano Ronaldo and Manchester United are going to benefit from that. So I don't know if I buy that. I never bought it. It's not that he's been squeaky clean, I suppose, but he's still an incredible player. So I think it's down to Erik ten Hag to find a way to make him even better.
Cool. Who knew that was possible? And then finally, ever since Sir Alex Ferguson left, from David Moyes straight on to now, even to Ralph Rangnick, anybody that steps foot at Old Trafford now as a leader, we hear that they need to find a way to bring Manchester United back to playing football the United way. How important or how much of a priority is it for Ten Hag to do this, or is it more of a priority for him to stick to his own style, stick to his own guns, and take the club maybe with a new identity going forward?
Yeah, but his identity is to play football, right? I mean, if you look at Ajax, if you look at Dutch football, if you look at the system, be it 4-3-3, or often in his case, sometimes in his case 4-3-1-2. I don't think you're going to see Erik ten Hag's team like we've seen in the past at Old Trafford trying to play on the counter, allowing the opposition to take the game to Manchester United. That's not in his DNA. So I think, that's the choice right there. I know that sometimes reality is different, but I don't think you're going to see Erik ten Hag, give into that sometimes. Within the game, of course, there are times where you have to be defensive, where you have to be organized, and all of that. We know, that there are ups and downs in the flow of the game. But no, I don't think there's going to be any pressure. I think you're going to see Erik ten Hag trying to play football like Manchester United used to do. Is he going to be as effective? I don't know. Obviously, some of the names that we know from the past aren't there, but I think the philosophy of the game doesn't change. And as long as the team knows that that's what you're trying to do, and you don't have handcuffs like United have under some of those managers, where you're asked to kind of be pragmatic, I don't think you're going to see that with Ten Hag.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.